Baeza, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we appreciate you being here because there are so many rumors that are circulating out there, and we'd like to hear it exactly from you, what happened to the children and how they are at this time.
First and foremost, we want to address the issue about the condition of the children. I got double confirmation on the way to the station to this interview that both children are still alive at the University Hospital, obviously in very critical condition. So to repeat again, both children are still alive.
Okay. Tell us exactly what led up to the woman doing this. What do we know about her case at Health and Human Services, and what all happened between when the hostage was let go and at the point when she shot herself and her children?
The call came in right before 5 p.m. Indicating that there was a person who was armed with a weapon, and they're at the offices. Officers quickly converged on the area, securing both the building and evacuating the building of all the employees. They quickly established a rapport with the suspect, who had barricaded herself in one of the front offices of the building. From there, she'd also taken initially two people hostage with her, demanding to speak to a supervisor. What had happened was that the supervisor went to the office and basically told the woman that he would remain with her and asked to have the other two employees leave or be allowed to leave, and she agreed. And so that supervisor acted quite courageously, I guess, in all the different stories that are coming out of this. You know, a courageous act, to say the least, that he would take the place of the people, his subordinates. So this particular instance, we have that to confirm. From there, they established hostage negotiators from the Laredo Police Department, established a rapport with the suspect. The whole time they were trying to talk her down and to give her options to walk away from this whole entire scenario. After about 3 hours of talking to her on the phone, she went ahead and agreed to release the supervisor from custody. She went ahead and she did that, and the supervisor was unharmed and left without any incident, which is a positive sign for negotiators up at this point. They established and maintained that same communication for the next 4 hours, on and off, hanging up. You know, she would hang up on the negotiators. But at that point, approximately 11:50 p.m., she broke off communication with the negotiators, and then a few moments passed, and 3 shots were heard.
Do we know what led up to her shooting herself and the kids? Was there some breaking point there between that time frame, and what exactly was she asking
the overall understanding at this point is that this is more than a one-issue crisis that she had. It was more than just one person who had a reaction or a knee-jerk reaction to something that may have happened to her at this particular office, but rather years of a culmination of a bevy of different issues that she wanted to address. Part of the other thing that we also had at hand was that she wanted to speak to the media. At one point, she had the hostage phone this particular news agency and relayed a few things to them through the hostage. She also was monitoring what was going on via websites and the internet, and was on the Pro 8 News website monitoring the updates into this issue. So overall, you know, she was quite aware of what was going on and how far-reaching this would be. Unfortunately, the end was not what was expected.
What do we know about the kids, Officer Baeza? Were they alert there with her? Were they, you know, maybe asleep, or do we know where they go to school?
No,
like
both the suspect and her 2 children were not from Laredo. They were from, I just got this confirmed, Zanesville, Ohio, which is just 30 miles east of Columbus, Ohio. That's where her immediate family is from. Our overall understanding was that neither one of the 2 children, the boy 10, the girl 12, did not attend local schools. They were basically homeschooled, and that's how they were being educated.
Do we know what they were doing here in Laredo and why they were getting services?
Other than a very unconfirmed note that supposedly at one point in her life she had either lived here or was raised here for a small amount of time, so she returned here with her children.
Okay, and I understand you're not releasing her name until all the relatives have been...
We're still trying to get notification next of kin out of the way so we can go ahead and release the names, but obviously we do have them identified. Okay,
and Officer Baeza, just one more time, give us the condition of the kids and what you think, based on conversations you've had with the hospital, what their outlook is like.
Again, very critical. Both children are both alive. We had EMT personnel throughout the entire incident standing by off to the side in case this type of a situation would occur. So as soon as the shots rang out, the SWAT team made entry into the room, and basically they were immediately attended to, almost instantaneously, and transported to the Laredo Medical Center. The LMC basically stabilized both children. They went ahead and airlifted both children to University Hospital in San Antonio, where they're still in critical condition, but the outlook is quite desperate.
Okay, so we just want to let our viewers know, as of right now, on the Pro 8 News at noon, they are still alive, and of course our prayers, everyone's prayers, go out to them, that they hang in there. And
we appreciate it, and we understand the community has a lot of questions. So do we. Everything that could have been done was done in this situation. It's a very difficult situation to assess at this point. We're still trying to get all the facts together and still the lead up into this situation and scenario. So we just ask for everybody's indulgence to allow us to do thorough investigative work in this case in order to get to the bottom of how we got here. And
that was my final question, Officer Baeza. In hindsight, is there anything you think you all could have done to prevent that from happening?
Preservation of life was first and foremost on the minds of everyone. And in addition to the supervisor who was able to intervene and take control of the situation, we also had hostage negotiators that were successful in having that hostage released without harm. So I think that should be living testimony that, you know, the success of having those lines of communication, very tense lines of communication, open with the suspect. But at that point, they had a good outlook on it only because she allowed him to leave without being harmed. They thought that they had a good capability of having all three of them walk out of there, and that's what the goal was. And unfortunately, that's not the way it happened. Right.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show this noontime to clarify a lot of the rumors that are out there, and we understand that, you know, people hear things, and we just hope that you keep us posted, of course.
That's the reason why I was here, and I appreciate the opportunity to clear the air.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you a lot,
Thank you.
Officer Baez.